Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel. Today, we are checking out one of my favorite alt-idol groups. I don't necessarily think I could put them in within my top 10 alt-idol groups, but they're certainly within top 15, for sure. Ray, they're sort of a shoegaze post-rock group, really good stuff. Their song, Everything About My Precious You, is like, not just top 10 idol songs, but top 10 songs in general for me. It's incredible. All their other stuff isn't quite up the same high, but it's all really good. Today, we're checking out Moment Unplugged version. Comes from a live performance they did a while back. I can only assume going into this that it is an acoustic version of the song. I don't actually know the original song. So this is going to be my first experience with it. Who knows if it'll hold up? It probably will. I'm really excited to check this out, so without further ado, let's hop into it. I'm liking this vibe. Alright. It's got a good rawness to it. Wow, I like their voices coming together there, that's nice. Guitar work reminds me of someone. Can't place you, but some folk artist. Little shifts in here, they're like, alright, there's some interesting stuff happening. There's some good texture with their voices coming together there, and some good layering. That's really nice. Yeah, there's some shifts right here that are really cool. Picking up on a tiny bit of like Simon and Garfunkel maybe? With the guitar work? Maybe I don't really listen to them, so I'm not sure, but feels right. There's little hints in there. Ooh, picking up on a tiny little bit of percussion with the guitar there. That's really cool. Like, that is subtle, but if you listen close, you can hear it. so fun of these right now. Oh. Alright, saw a little into that. Yeah, alright. Not the best introduction to them on the channel. I'll be honest, probably my least favorite thing I've heard from them. But, you know, a lot of that is more preferences with this kind of music than flaws with this specific performance, if that makes any sense. So, you know, on the whole, I'd say that was solid. Not necessarily for me, but solid. Yeah, no, I will say I liked it. Again, wasn't for me, but I will say I liked it. But, anyways, normally we'd hop over to lyrical analysis. Perhaps unsurprisingly, searching Ray Moment Lyrics English doesn't really give me much that's helpful for this. So, yeah, I was unable to track down an English translation of the lyrics. Unable to talk about those. We'll skip straight ahead to the review. Starting off with the vocals. I mean, these were live vocals, so naturally there are going to be some just flaws within them, and you know, I go into live performance expecting that, and I don't tend to judge too harshly with that kind of thing. I think as far as live vocals go, these were quite nice. There was a good rawness to the vocals that, well, there were certainly some moments I was like, ooh, that was a little off. There wasn't necessarily anything that was like, oh, that's just terrible right there. There were a few moments that, you know, they're going to get a better performance in the studio. That's expected. On the whole, the vocals were fine. There were, I think, some moments from just individual vocalists that were quite nice. I don't know who did what section. I don't even know the vocalist names. Y'all will have to forgive me for not saying which specific parts, but I thought there were a few that were like, yeah, okay, these are good on their own, but the strengths really came forth when they were coming together. I think there were some textures and some layers that came forth when all the vocalists joined together. When they harmonized, it's like, oh, that's good right there. There were just some sounds hidden down in that was really nice. Yeah, I could definitely hear the hint of the stuff I've come to love from the studio versions of the songs in this with the vocals. Well, it had its own vibe as well. I am curious how much of that is influenced by, you know, just the backing of just basic acoustic guitar versus all the other stuff. How much of that is due to, I'm sure, a certain level of autotune and such on the studio versions, and just a certain level of just general mixing and such versus just sort of, I can only assume a very raw mix here. I'm sure that all plays a part in it, but it had hints of what I've come to love while also feeling very fresh and very different as well, which is really cool. On the whole, I think these are some solid live vocals. Not my favorite I've heard from different idol groups. I think there's ones I've heard that have had live vocals that have hit better for me, but certainly no real flaws. And you're like, oh yeah, no, these ruined it by any means either. Just, it didn't quite hit as hard as they do in the studio, I guess would be the best way to phrase it. Yeah, switching into the guitar. I thought that was solid. I thought it was good strumming. I did really like the rawness of that. Again, there were a few moments where you were able to pick up on that sort of very subtle percussion with the drum, with the guitar that I thought was really nice. So yeah, it was a raw sound that I thought was pretty good. I do think there was a hint, just a tiny little hint, of some of like the Simon and Garfunkel style acoustic music. And it didn't feel like one of their songs. It just did a slightly similar play style. And if I sound insane saying that, I understand it has been a good while since I've listened to any of their stuff. So I am somewhat BSing my way through this right now, I'll be honest. But, yeah, no, it reminded me of that. And unfortunately, it means I'm a little biased against it because it's not that I dislike that style, but you know, the style of acoustic music I like is not this. I've really been on a Blaze Foley kick as of late. Been listening to a lot of Panopticon's folk and acoustic stuff. And you think that stuff, and that's the kind of thing I really like, you know. So this is just not my style. And that unfortunately means I'm going to be biased against this, guitar-wise. So yeah, no, it was well done. I liked it, but again, it wasn't my style, so I was like, not quite doing as much for me. So yeah, just, an unfortunate element of really the structure and makeup of this song that it's a style that isn't necessarily for me. Yeah, on the whole, I do think this was good. I don't have any real criticisms I can raise against it, right? I mean, it's a somewhat raw acoustic live performance, and going into it with that expectation, you get what you're expecting to get, and it's delivered really well. Going into it with my own personal preferences with this kind of thing, it's not for me. But there is very much a difference between being like, I didn't like this because it's not my style, and I didn't like this because it's bad, and the latter is certainly not the case here. I thought this was very good. I do greatly prefer what I've heard with studio-wise, and I do need to check out some more, I guess, standard live performances from them. There is one they dropped today that I've got on the list that I can't wait to check out. So hopefully that'll be more my style. This one was, yeah, well done. I think, they probably could have perhaps done a slightly better job, but that would be nitpicking more than anything else, So yeah, I have no real complaints about this. It's just, it's not my style, so I'm a bit more negative towards it. I'm a bit more biased against it, unfortunately. Yeah, I will end this on a positive note, though, and say that it was very well done, and they did exactly what they needed to do, and they did it very well. And again, I have no complaints I can make against it. So yeah, on the whole, good stuff. But I am out of things to say on the song, so y'all know the drill. It's time to figure out what we'll be checking out next time. Let's give the wheel a spin and see what we get. Ooh, is that Guitar Spin? It is. GS2 would be probably another live performance from them. I have no idea what song, but Guitar Spin, they're really fun. I got into them not too long ago on the channel. I guess, what, maybe 4 months ago? Does it feels about right? 4 or 5 months ago? 4 months ago, I'll say. Yeah, liked it from that first listen. So yeah, I think this is another live performance. That's going to be really fun. Looking forward to checking that out. They're an incredible live band. So yeah, Guitar Spin next time will be really nice. Looking forward to that. But I am out of things to say, so that is going to do it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with some thoughts on the track, or the performance rather, any feedback, criticism, or anything you want me to react to. In the description, link to the performance so you can check it out, support the artist. Link to my, since there is more Ray content on the way, my Ray reactions playlist. I guess they're like a post-rock group, so I can technically throw this into my rock and metal reactions playlist, my alt-idol reactions playlist, and my Japanese music reactions playlist, so you can check out some similar content from me, and then links to my Discord server, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlist of all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my Linktree, which has my other stuff in it, in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it. So once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.